Yep. Morning, everyone. So, yeah, last session, what we learned is about how do we work with the classes in TypeScript and TypeScript related classes. What's new about the classes is static and non-static members, and we have access modifiers. These new things you learned about TypeScript classes. TypeScript classes, all other class related concepts are same. Only some additional things about classes what we discussed is about how the static and non-static members work and how the access modifiers are used. So the access modifiers of TypeScript we have public and private and protected. These are the access modifiers. Generally, one point is what is the default access modifier. Actual, in other programming languages, private will be the default, but here it is public. So public is the default access modifier for members in class. It is the default access modifier for members in class. So other class members are same as in JavaScript. That means class will have a constructor, will have a property, will have an accessor, and will have a method. So other class members are same, just like how you use. So the class members are same. One important concept is class members are same. Another option is a class can implement contract. A class can implement contract. A class can implement contract. So contract is nothing but interface. We know the interface. So class can implement contract and a class can extend another class. A class can extend another class and a class can implement the contracts. Extension is same. There is no difference. Already we know extension is nothing but inheritance. So extends. This we call as implements. We have implements and we have extends. Implementing is for the rules and extending is for adding new features to the class. So when you are dealing with TypeScript, let's say So this is our TypeScript. Let's create one class here. So how do we handle the classes? Usually we are having an interface. Interface is a contract. So we designed iProduct. And what is the purpose of this interface is to define the rules. It have a rule name, string type, price, a number, and a quantity. Quantity is a number, and total is a method that should return number, and print is a method that should be void. So that is the basic interface. Now we are designing a class called product. Now we want this class to use all the rules of product. That means you cannot design the class just as you like it. We want the class to use certain rules. Then this class implements. It implements iProduct. That means the contract. Previously, what we done is we created a contract and we used that contract for an object. For an object, we are using the contract. A contract can be used by a class. And how class uses the contract? By using implements. What is difference between implement and extend? Implement is about the rules it has to adapt. Extend is about adding new features to the class. If you are adding new features, then extend. You are following the rules, then what? Implements. That means now you have to design the class as per the contract. So how a class can use a contract? A class can use contract by using implements. And a class can implement multiple contracts. That means you have another interface, iCategory. And in this, we have a category name. Category name is a string type. And a class can implement multiple contracts, iCategory. It supports multiple inheritance of contracts. Multiple inheritance of classes is not supported because already we discussed constructor deadlock. It is possible for implementing multiple contracts. Why it is possible for implementing multiple contracts? Because contracts don't have a constructor. So you, according to that, you need to design. That means we have a public and a name. It is a string type and you define some name. So some name and we have public. So price and it is a number type and you put some value. Automatically the types will be determined according to the contract. So you are defining some public quantity and you mentioned quantity as a string. It shows an error because according to the contract, quantity cannot be a string. So quantity must be a number. That means it must be a number. And in the number, we are defining some value. And we have a public. So we have a print. So first total, and total has to return a number. That means it should return this dot quantity into this dot price. Now another option is it should have, still the product is missing. Product is missing with what? It is incorrectly implements an interface because I category is missing, right? And print also is missing. So we have to define the category name. Public category name. Category name is equal to what? So it is some electronics. And we need to implement the print method. Public print method. It should be a void method. Now the class have no errors. For example, in the class we are adding a new feature. So public and the stock, it is a boolean type. Boolean type is equal to true. That means there is no error. Why? There is no error. In the contract, there is no stock now. Then why there is no error for any new feature that I added in a class? It should be designed according to the contract. Then why it is showing so no errors? If I added some new which is not in the contract. Actually, object was not allowing. If you see the object, when an object is implementing the rules, object shows error if you add any new feature which is not in the contract. Why a class is not doing? You can answer if you have a perfect idea about the definition of class. What is the class definition? As I told you, class is a program template. What does a template means? It template means it allows customization. No, a template means it provides some features and allows to customize according to our requirements. That means you cannot miss the mandatory things, but you can add new things. You can add new things. That is the nature of a contract, nature of a template. It is a programming template. As I given you in the definition of class, class is a program template. What is the meaning of template? It allows to implement and customize according to the requirements. So if a class is implementing contract, in the contract, whatever defined, it should have. Other than that, it can add more features because it's a template. It can be customized. Why it is not showing error for the stock? Because it can be customized. That is the nature of class. It is a program template. That's why we call it as a template, right? So here, one important is, so a class have to implement every required feature of a contract, have to implement every required feature of a contract. However, as it is a template, as it is a template, it can allow customization. Customization, it can allow customization by adding new features. By adding new features. Remember, customization means you cannot customize the structure. You cannot change the structure. You can change the features. You can add the features. You cannot change the structure. Customization means I showed you already. Price number means number only. You cannot change its data type to string. That means customization is not about the structure. It is about the features. Features. So you cannot customize the structure of any member. You cannot customize the structure of any member. That means it is nothing but data types. So syntactically, so class name, it implements interface name. And the class, this is the derived, this extends super. These already we know. So a class can implement multiple interfaces, but cannot extend multiple classes. That is the basic point we know already. A class can implement multiple interfaces, but cannot extend multiple classes. Right. So what is new about classes that you don't have in your JavaScript is implementing of contracts. Extending is already there. You already have extend inheritance. So implementing of contract is new in this. I will copy this example. In this, we need to print all the details. So console.log, we are printing the details. Name, we have this dot name. And price, we have this dot price. We have a stock. So this dot stock, and the quantity is this dot quantity, and total is this dot total. Total is a function. And just in order to access, we will create an object for the class product. And through that, we are accessing print method, accessing the print method. So we run the class tsc index.ts, tsc, okay, index.ts. Yeah, node index.js. So all the concept is same. It is printing all the details and displaying them. That's a simple basic example of how you define the contracts. So what is new about classes is static, non-static members, access modifiers, and implementing of contracts. That is the new thing. Right. Next, important, while working with classes, you need to understand another concept is uh, templates. Templates in OOP. Class is a program template, but in object-oriented programming, we have another concept of only templating. So actual definition of template we already know. Template means it provides some predefined logic and data which you can implement and customize according to requirement. That is the concept of template. So a template provides predefined data and logic. So which you can implement and customize according to requirements. So now the question here is how the templates are designed and where generally we need the templates. How templates are designed and where we actually need the concept of templates. So one basic question is generally where we need these templates, how we use the templates and where we use the templates, the concept of templating, how we do that. Actually, working with templates, the nature and where we use these templates is for that. I will explain one small scenario here. So to understand the templates option. Some problem is, yep. So to understand the template, one important concept is actually the template mechanism requires two situations are there. One situation is generally you are working for software projects. Uh, Different types of projects will be there. I hope you people know in real time environment what are the different project types. Yeah, yeah. So in a real time environment, what are the different types of projects usually we have is uh, the project types. Yeah. Usually we have implementation projects, or we call them as end to end. We have support projects, we have upgrade projects, and we have rollout projects. Rollout. These are the four types of projects in software development. That means, as a software developer, when you are working for any project, your project will be any of these four. Usually, implementation, support, rollout, or upgrade. Fresher job always will be in first. So fresher don't have any chance of support or upgrade or rollout. There is no way at all. There is no chance for them. Fresher means his life starts with implementation of a project, end-to-end projects. So support, upgrade, rollout, these are all known to experienced people. Right? A software developer knows about this because his project is any of this. And at experience level also, If you put 10-15 years experience in software development and all, then in interviews they ask, have you worked in any support? Have you done any upgrades? Have you participated in any rollouts? These are all very basic things for software developer. Actually, what is difference here is why we should know this to understand the concept of templating. What is implementation project? Implementation project is nothing but a client comes to us and he asks us to develop an app for his requirements and to maintain his business. Then what we do is we get his requirements. According to his requirements, we build an app from scratch, everything level by level. That means you are building a complete new application for the client requirements. That is what implementation. Implementation project means so you are building an application from the scratch to satisfy the client requirements. Okay, you built it. After building that app, you given that app to client and client will be using it. While using, if he gets any technical issue, then we have a support project. Support will be there. Support is nothing but already project designed. It is already implemented. It is already in use. What is your job? Support if they have any technical issues. That means here we don't have a chance for a fresher because only expert can support. That means many times as an experience when you are looking for jobs, so you uploaded your resume somewhere, calls comes to you, they ask that we want a person for support. We have a requirement for support. Are you interested in that? Then experienced people will decide whether to go into that or not because support is very risky. Usually hundreds of people will be there in implementation, but in support for every project only a team of 3-4 people will be there. In India 3 people, in US 2 people, like that. That means a person with a team of 3-4 members have to support the client. This is highly risky one, right? Support means sometimes these days companies what they are doing is they are assigning 2-3 projects to one person. That means if you have 8-10 years experience in your development, then they are assigning 2-3 projects. That means you support this and this also. That is very highly risky one. That means these days we don't have a chance as a developer. If they ask to support 2-3, you have to support. So, and you will have a small team of supporting. Supporting is nothing but already project is developed. And if they have any issues, you have to resolve. That is the support. Another is upgrade. Upgrade means upgrade is nothing but already the project is developed in a old version. Then we want to upgrade to the new version. During these kind of requirements, what they do, they ask, we want a developer for a contract base, 3 months only. Java developer, .NET developer, PHP, Python, or some React developer. We want contract only 3 months. They particularly tell you that this is a contract role only 3 months. You will be surprised like in 3 months what project I will do, right? That means they are taking you for only 3 months or 4 months or 2 months. Sometimes it will be contract only 3-4 months only. And they give a good package, but you will be surprised like in 3 months what I have to do. That means a project is built in 3 months. No, you are involved in not building the project. You are involved in areas like what? Upgrading. Upgrading means from old version to the new version. Then they need a person who have experience in both old and new versions. And they don't need for a long time because upgrade will finish just in 1 in 2 months. Because they have to just upgrade from old version to new version. These kind of requirements will come with a contract rule. They say that we want only for 3 months, right? That is upgrade, right? We have software projects means these types: implementation, support, another one upgrade. Rollout means, for example, what we are doing is, suppose we are working for IBM. We are a developer at IBM, and our project is Reliance. That means we are building app for Reliance oil, some gas. We are building a project for the Reliance gas business, for Reliance oil industries and business. We are building an app for them. Now what we done is IBM has built an app for their Indian business. For their Indian business, they built an app and they are maintaining it. Now this Reliance people wants to expand their business to France. They want to expand the business to the France. Now they want an app for the France business also. Same type of app, but it should work for France business. Will they build an app again? Will they build an app again for the France business? No. What they will do, they will design a template for the app that already they have for India. The template. And this template they will roll out for France business by making changes according to France business. According to their rules, according to their requirements, they make the changes. That means these kind of projects are called rollouts. These kind of projects are called rollouts. And during rollouts, what happens? Our app, which is built for Indian business, we have to design a template for it and roll this template for France business. And to roll the template for France business and train the people in France for working on that particular app, then what our company does is, from the Indian project who is already well experienced on this app, they send them on site. Why people go on site? Why people go on site? Winter, summer vacations. Huh? Why company sends a developer on site? So because one of the main reason is rollout. On site means a developer is sent to the client location to work for the client and train the client related other people on that concept he worked on. That means he will roll out the template with the help of the team. Why? Because timings changes will be there. Our developers cannot support during their timings from here. Then we send one expert there. And he will be guiding the team there to work on that particular project. So he will roll out that and he will come back. That means he will go on site, he will roll out the project and he will come back. There are several reasons. One of the reason is rollout. Rollout means a developer is sent to the client location. On-site means a developer is sent to client location to work at the client location and train the client related teams to understand the business and the app. And after they are aware of it, they can start using it perfectly. After rollout is completed, then we come back. And from India, so we will support that app. So, but to implement it, we don't call it as implementation, we call it as what? Rollout. Now, in such rollouts, we need templates. In such rollouts, we need templates. What is template? Template already designed, already have a functionality, just you make changes according to your requirements. If anybody asks where we use these templates, one of the application area is rollouts. We use templates in rollouts, rollout projects. Software projects are four types: implementation, support, upgrade, and rollout. A person with 20-25 years experience in software development, in his resume, if you see, he will say that I worked on 2 rollouts, I have experience in 4 upgrades, I have experience in 5 implementation. That is how they mention the resumes. That means now the interviewer will understand, okay, he have experience in support, he have experience in rolling out, he have experience in upgrade, right? Because we can send a person to another upgrade project only when he have an experience of any upgrade. This is the basic concept of template. Template is used for this reason. Okay, what is the second reason? Another reason is that another reason of templating. Another reason of templating is nothing but, for example, another reason is, suppose we take like same, suppose we have IBM as a company. Now this IBM people are developing an app for ICICI Bank. For ICICI Bank, these people are building an app. IBM is building an app. Now bank have to provide all its information to IBM. Bank have to provide all its information to IBM. Bank have several sensitive information which they cannot give to IBM. Then how IBM will build an app? Bank have several sensitive information like credit card details, account holders, user IDs, passwords. Will they give all this information to IBM? If they don't give, how they build an app? So IBM have to build an app for ICICI Bank. If ICICI Bank will not give its information, how they will build? And how the bank can give sensitive information to them? What do you say? That means, that means the concept, I hope you understood the point. That means any client cannot give his entire information to them. Lot of sensitive information will be there. We can't give them. But how they will develop them? Then what we will do that these people will ask IBM that you design everything, but so for credit card payments, just I am taking an example. For credit card payments, for this module, you design a template with all these features and give to us. We have, this bank have their developers. That means, do you know ICICI Bank have their own Java developer, their own .NET developer, their own React developer, but very rarely such jobs you will see. Very rare, very rare, because ICICI Bank hires a Java, .NET, and PHP, Python, all these developers, but very rare. That means minimum requirement 15 years experience. Minimum requirement 10 to 15 years experience. Minimum 10 to 15 years experience. And very rare, they don't frequently take people in that area. And remember, these developers are equal to bank employees now. That means they are bank employees. They are working for bank payroll. Directly ICICI bank employees. That means these people are given with the templates designed by IBM. What these people have to do, implement the data into those templates. Very rarely you can find these jobs. I will show you. if we are lucky enough, we can find any one of such jobs. Suppose you see, let's open the Naukri site here. And in the Naukri, I am searching here. Means it's not guaranteed because we can't find regularly. Java developer, ICICI Bank, something. ICICI, HDFC, some bank. Majority you will see bank related jobs, but very rarely you will find a software developer for bank. So uh, you see here, Java lead they need. This is Java lead you need. You see, they need a Java lead for working on experience on Java frameworks and React JS also. React JS also, and it is for an MNC in banking. MNC in banking. They want an MNC in banking. In banking, and observe minimum 7 to 12 years experience. And their packages are very huge. This is a small package actually for them. That means people at ICICI, HDFC, Java developers, their packages usually will be 1 CR, 2 CR per annum. Very high level packages, because only 1 2 people will be there. Not a big team. Only 1 2 person will be there for entire India. And he is responsible for implementing these. A small team will be there. They are responsible for implementing all the requirements of their business, because they cannot give their personal business data to clients, means general development companies. Then they have to follow this. Actually, we got that, but remember, these are all general actually roles. These are all bank roles actually, but already used. These are all bank related. So software developer for bank means minimum 10 15 years experience they expect. And their packages also very huge packages they give. And actually they are directly bank employees, as I already showed you here. They are already bank employees. They are already the bank employees. That means they are equal to bank employee. That means what is the purpose of a template? The purpose of a template is two. One is the templates are used in handling modules that have sensitive data. Handling the modules that have sensitive data. Now, one interesting point is that the template is designed by whom? IBM. And this template is implemented by the developer in the bank. That means bank have his own developer. They will implement it. Now, this developer does he have all the rights or privilegizations to modify the template? He cannot modify the template. He can just use the template, implement the template, and he can customize according to requirements, but he cannot modify the structure of template. The templating structure is with whom? It is with IBM. They will provide you the structure. You have to just use the structure. If you want any changes in it, they have to make. That means your developer cannot make. Your developer have to tell them, here I want a change. They will make that change and give. That means they hide the structure and give only template to you. You have to just implement the template and customize. The process of hiding the structure, the process of hiding the structure and giving only functionality to you is called abstraction. That is the meaning of abstraction. That is what you use abstract classes for. That means if anybody asks you why you need an abstract class in object oriented programming, why you need a interface for designing contract, Why you need an abstract class? I need an abstract class to design a template. Abstract classes are used to design templates. And why you need to design a template? Because I need to hide the structure and give only functionality to him. He cannot modify the structure. He can implement it. He can customize according to his requirement, but the structure is hidden, only functionality is given. And structure is present with the people who designed. They can modify the structure. If any one value data type should be changed, you cannot change the data type. You can just use it. That should be changed by the company who designed it. Hiding the structure of the template and providing only functionality to you is known as abstraction. Generally, people have a wrong definition when we ask what is abstraction. Data hiding, people say. That means people say data hiding. Data hiding is not abstraction. Hiding data is not abstraction. Hiding the structure of data is abstraction. Abstraction is not about hiding data. It is about hiding the structure of data. It is not hiding data. It is because generally OOP learners have this definition. If you ask what is abstraction, data hiding. What data you are hiding? We don't have data in a template. Template is designed with customization. That means it don't have data. It have the structure. You are not hiding the data. You are hiding the structure. So that means the concept of template, to make you understand about this template, I have to explain all this. Because in reality, templates are used for rollouts and templates are used for modules that have sensitive data. That is the reason of abstract classes. Why a developer design abstract classes? For two purposes. For rollout mechanism and for implementing the sensitive data and content in the modules. That is the main reason of abstract classes in object-oriented programming. We will see that now. That means actually, so template, so a template hides the structure and provides only functionality. Functionality. So the process of hiding structure and providing functionality is known as abstraction. Is known as abstraction. It is mostly used mostly used in it is mostly used in rollouts and modules that have sensitive data, sensitive functionality to implement. So that is the concept of templates actually. Why you need a template and how you configure the template. So templates are designed by using abstract classes. Templates are designed by using abstract classes. And what is the nature of abstract class? Abstract class comprises of members. So one type is members which have structure and data implemented. So which have structure but functionality or data not implemented. That means we have both with structure and data implemented, and structure but functionality or data not implemented. And any incomplete member is known as abstract. Abstract member. It is known as abstract member. So it is marked with abstract. Why it is incomplete? Because its functionality will be later decided, right? So we are just providing the data, but functionality will be later implemented. So hiding the structure and providing only functionality, then we call it as what? Abstraction. So abstraction is not about hiding the data. It is not about hiding the data. It is about hiding the data structure. So for example, let's see how it works. That means one example I will show you here. So first we are having, here we are having an interface that is I product. In this concept is same. We have name, string type, we have price, number type, quantity, number type, total, so number type, and a print, that is a void type. We have some rules. Now we are designing a template. So how you design a template? Abstract class, and its name is product template. It is a product template. It implements I product contract. That means now this template must be designed according to the contract. That means in this we are having public name and its type is string. And it is implemented with some data. It is already implemented with some data. Public, price, so number, and it is implemented with some data. Okay, another one, public, some quantity, it is number, it is implemented with some data. But total is a functionality. This total functionality is not my job. This total functionality is not my job. For example, suppose a bank have a EMI calculator. My job is design the EMI calculator according to his requirements and give to him. I don't know his EMI formulas, how interest rate he will calculate, how he will manage the growing interest, floating interest, different will be there. I don't know about that. His business people will take care about it. I have to just design the content and let the formula implement by them. That means we will leave the formula for them. So, and we will just give the function. This total function we are writing, and we know that it should return a number, but how and what number it returns, for that what formula it use, I don't know. Then we will mark it as abstract. Abstract. That means we say public. We say public. What is it? Abstract total. Why you marked it as an abstract? Because I don't know its functionality. He will implement. But according to them, it should return a number. And which number, how it returns the number, they will decide. Their formulas will decide. I don't know that. Then we mark it as an abstract. Another option is, so public, even abstract, I am giving print. That means this print also I don't know. What they will print, how much they want to print, what features they want to print, they will decide, right? That means name, price, quantity, we know, but others we are not sure. And even you can simply put them empty, saying that, okay, with data we don't know, but we know that they are numeric type. We don't know the data. And for total and print, we don't know even the formula for that. But we know that it should return a number. We know that it should be an void type. We designed the structure and we are giving this structure. And if a class is having any one member incomplete, which is abstract, then class also marked as what? Abstract. Generally, OOP will teach you that, OOP people will tell you that you cannot create an object for abstract classes. That is not its feature. Don't tell all these points as definitions of abstract classes. Why? Because it is not a feature, it is a problem. Why you cannot create an object for abstract class? We cannot create an object for abstract class because it is an incomplete class. If it is an incomplete class, how you will create an object for that? It is an incomplete class. That means it have members which are not implemented, which need to be implemented. Then how you will create an object? These all drawbacks people tell definitions. If I ask what is abstract, then they immediately OOP learners will tell that we cannot create an object for abstract. Why you are telling drawbacks as definition? You cannot create an object for an abstract class. That is the problem of abstract class. Why you are telling the problems as definitions? Right? The purpose of abstraction is to design templates to implement in rollouts. Right? So we cannot create an object. That is problem because already it is incomplete. Incomplete class, you cannot create an object. And if a class is having at least one incomplete member, then entire class is incomplete. That means it is having one incomplete member, you have to mark it as abstract. If you don't mark it as abstract, it is error. Because it says that you cannot have, so you cannot have abstract methods can appear only within abstract class. That means we have to make sure that it is abstract. Okay. Now what we have to do? Do we need to implement this template or do we need to extend this template? Do we need to implement this template or extend this template? Extend the template because already features are there. We have to add some new things. Then we have to create a class product, and this product extends product template. It will extend the product template. Product template is nothing but abstract. According to the template, we have to implement all the contents which are not implemented. That means here I am adding a name as some Samsung TV. And here I am adding price as some price. Here adding some quantity as some A. It is invalid. Why it is invalid? Why it is invalid? Because quantity is what? Quantity is not a string. It is what type? Number. Where I mentioned that. The data type of this member I haven't mentioned. Where is the data type of this member? This data type is coming from this template. Template is providing. That means I don't see the type, but I can feel the type. That means the structure is hidden and only functionality is given to you. If I want to change its type, you cannot change here. You have to change in the structure, and that is not given access to you. That means if you want any change in the structure of template, we send them a message that we want to change this. Then their team will change that and provide again to our developer. That means these dedicated developers, they can implement the templates. They cannot customize the templates. Structure is hidden, only functionality is given. That means the person who is implementing, he can see only this. He can see only name, he can see only price, and he can use them, but he cannot modify them. Suppose I want to modify the data type of quantity, not possible. The structure is hidden and that can be done only by the people who have access to that structure. So hiding the structure and providing only functionality. This is the mechanism of abstraction. That means now what we are doing, this is quantity. Okay. Now still there is a problem in this product. Why there is a problem? Because we need to implement total. We need to implement the total. It is showing error because according to the structure, it should return a number. This dot quantity into what? This dot price. It should do that. Still your product is incomplete because print is not implemented. Print is not implemented. Then we have to implement again what? Print. And here you don't need to write public, print, void, types not required because already they have a structure. Can I modify the structure of print from void to number? No, you can't do that. You can just use it. That means here console.log. So we are printing those details. Console.log and we are printing the details. So I want name and this dot name. So we want price. So this dot price like this. This dot price and we want the quantity. So is equal to this dot quantity. So we have the total and is equal to what? This dot total. That's how we are defining. And just we need to use this here. So we have to create an object. TV is equal to new product, and through the TV we are accessing and printing the details. If you want, we can pass the new values into that. All the functionality is same. There is no change in the functionality. We are compiling this and we are running this. Yeah, and we are running this and everything is same. There is no change in that. So what is the concept of abstraction? That means why you need abstract classes and why developers use abstract classes in real world project development. The main concept is designing of templates. And where we need the templates in the mechanism of rollouts and designing sensitive data for sensitive functionalities, where we need to hide the structure and only functionality we need to provide. That is the concept of this, right? So here we are giving a simple syntactical concept here. So abstract, class, and name, template. So we have public, abstract, property. So public, property, and type. One can be abstract, another cannot. So we have a class, some component. This component extends the template where it should implement the functionality. So you cannot create an instance for abstract class as it is incomplete in structure. So that is the concept of abstraction actually. These all concepts are simple in OOP languages, but one of the main problem you will feel once you attend interviews, you will feel you learned Java perfectly, You know every definition of Java perfectly. You learned .NET perfectly. You know definition of .NET everything. All loop concepts, you know perfect definitions. Whatever your faculty told you, you remembered all the definitions. You go to interview and answer them. Observe. You attend interview and come back to me and tell me. You attend some interviews on Java.NET and come back to me and tell me, right? I will give you a chance to uh, tell your experience in interview. You will feel in every interview, whatever the definitions you give as answers, interviewers are not satisfied. They say that, no, there is something else about it. Tell me. He will ask, what is inheritance? You will tell a definition. He says, no, there is something else. He will ask, what is abstraction? You will tell something. So, definition. But that is the definition correctly you defined according to what you learned. But why interviewers are always complained about these definitions? Because these are all learning level definitions. They are good to understand the concept, but not good to implement in reality. To implement in reality, you should know exact reason. That means how a person can tell where I need an abstract class. How a person can tell that where I need an interface, where I need a static member, when to design a static member, when to not design a static member. Right? These definition, everywhere you will feel that. That means you give a definition, interviewer says, no, there is something else about it. You have to tell that. Is there anything else? Even after all, if you are attending interviews about even HTML, you tell one point about div. There is a div and span. You tell one point about div, what you know about div. He is not satisfied. He says, no, there is something else about div. Right? After all, for divs, headings, paragraphs, like elements also, he have a complaint that there is more about it. That means you know general way, but he wants a technical way. That means your general answers are good. That tells that you know the topic, but they are not technically same. You have to know the technical implementation. Technical implementation. Nobody can say that I know abstract classes and I worked with abstraction without knowing what is rollout. Without knowing what is rollout, without knowing where we implement these classes, why we need these classes, right? That is the reason these all technical points we need to understand. So these days, these all are important things. So, and this is one example. We have an example for this. This is an example for abstraction, how to design the abstract. So these are all about templates, how to deal with them. Now we have another important concept, generics. That means generics in TypeScript, how to handle generics in TypeScript. So that we will see in next session. In tomorrow's session, we will discuss about generics. Tomorrow, mostly we will finish the oops and everything of TypeScript, so that from Monday onwards, we start designing a project. That means now we will start how to design a project by using all the features of React you have learned, and with TypeScript as well as with JavaScript. One project we will do with JavaScript, another with TypeScript. There we will implement all the concepts of React we have learned up to now, right? And for that, we need some backend knowledge. That means how to design database. We will use MongoDB. We will use Node.js for creating APIs. We will build our own APIs and all, and we will start working with that. So tomorrow we will finish all the TypeScript part. Then next we will go into projects on React. That means now we will start working on various projects in React. That means we will build end-to-end project, right? That we'll see on Monday. Tomorrow we have session. Monday, no holiday. Monday we have session. Okay, right? Yeah.